Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm JJ Flazanes, and thank you for tuning in today and downloading this episode. Today, we're going to talk about the next big step. I realized I didn't have any titles in the episodes called The Next Big Step, which is perfect because I just saved it for you, the community, those of you that came out to the next big step. I love taking your feedback, taking your testimonials, taking your comments, and playing them for you on iTunes and Spotify and iHeartRadio, because those of you that listen to the show are going to be delighted when you download it and hear yourself. We did it back in January with Releasing What Weighs You Down, and we'll do it again next January with Releasing What Weighs You Down. And I'm looking forward to all of you listening to today's show, those of you that were here at the event. And for those of you that weren't, to hear some of the feedback and to hear some of the transformation and what really happens, and hopefully to be inspired, if nothing else, to take some action in your life on whatever your next big step is. And I'm doing something a little different this time that I did not do in January. When you come to a live event, you get specials. You get things that are only offered to the participants because you get rewarded for taking action. And something said to me, I needed to offer this to you as well. So for those of you that are listening, because a lot of you have written to me and told me you want to come to one of my events, today is September 25th. You have less than a week until midnight, Sunday night on September 30th, 2018, to get January's Releasing What Weighs You Down at 50%. You have to buy it this week. You have to pay it in full. It's $6.97 for half of the ticket price. And if you are getting this after September 30th, unfortunately, no, I'm not offering it again, but we do have a 5-pay plan that will also end on October 1st. So we're going to have a 4-pay plan past that. So if you're hearing this in October and you still want to come, you can get the 4-pay plan because it will never be this discounted again. So for those of you that want to take advantage of this offer, you can go to releasingwhatweighyoudown.com and you click on that you want to attend, and then you enter the discount code. You're going to type it in. It's all letters and all capital letters, half off RWWYD. So half off Releasing What Weighs You Down. HALFOFF RWWYD, half off Releasing What Weighs You Down, and you'll get 50% off, and the offer does expire midnight, September 30th. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. Chris Burns has taken the lead on interviewing some of our attendees, and some of the other testimonials are actually part of the videos, but I was able to grab the audio so I can share them with you a lot sooner. Enjoy today's show and know that everyone here is just like you at one point and was listening and now decided to take the next big step.
Hey, it's Chris Burns with Burn It Up Coaching and Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self, 12-hour live stream marathon. And I'm here with Savannah. Savannah is here at the next big step. We are wrapping up the event. So excited. And I'm going to ask Savannah a couple questions about what she thought about the event. So Savannah, what was your experience so far at the event?
It's been incredible, life-changing. I am so glad that I came. I would do it all over again. I urge everyone who's thinking about it, who's heard of JJ, of these great presenters, to invest in yourself and come and show up and do the work that you're obviously listening to. Apply it to your life and become your best self.
Beautiful. And what difference have you seen between when you started the event and before you came to the event up till now?
So I was ready, but I was also scared. There were a lot of prompts and things that I was worried I wouldn't be able to answer the questions. I wouldn't know what I wanted. I wouldn't know where to start. But once I put the pen to the paper, I couldn't stop writing. I learned so much about myself, and now I am so excited and ready, and I'm going to accomplish my goals. I'm going to live the life that I want, and I'm going to start showing up for myself.
Beautiful. And how are you going to start showing up for yourself?
I'm going to hold myself accountable. I have some strategies and practices that I've learned here at the event, from just using actively manifesting, using vision boarding, using the tools that we've worked on here, such as nonviolent communication worksheets and imago therapy, and other vision practices that we've done. I'm going to be holding myself accountable and practicing these things like on a daily basis, and doing a gratitude and appreciation journal, things like that.
Awesome. And then one final word for anyone who's thinking about coming to the next event in January or on the fence. What would you say to them?
Now's the time. I mean, if you're thinking about it, it's worth it to just invest in yourself. And for me, logistics came into play, how to make it realistically happen. And this team, these people, JJ, is here for you, and they work with you, and they make it happen. As far as a payment plan and a shuttle to the hotel, and I'm vegan, and all of my meals were provided, and they were delicious and amazing and homemade. And I was able to room with someone that I built an incredible relationship with, that I'll take with me from here and forever. So let go of your fears and your reservations and just do it and change your life.
Absolutely. And I highly recommend you get to the next event in January. And Savannah, thank you so much for sharing your feedback, and we look forward to seeing you back at the next event.
Thank you, Chris.
Hi, my name is PK Odell. My company is the Feng Shui Advantage, and I'm so delighted that I came to attend JJ Flazane's The Next Big Step event. It is rocking my world. She has so much great information to share, from nutrition to exercising, making the muscles move the bones instead of jerking yourself so you hurt yourself. She knows her stuff, and she is a great resource for all things from your mindset to relationships, learning how to converse with people differently and get your needs met. I highly recommend you attend her next event and follow her on Facebook and listen to all of her podcasts.
Hey, this is Chris Burns with Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self weekly 12-hour live stream, personal development marathon and podcast. And we got Miss Melanie Benson with the Amplify Your Success podcast. And Melanie, how's the event been for you so far?
Well, I feel very blessed to be here because it's one of the best transformational events I have been to in a very long time. JJ has just put something really profound together. And you know what's magic is watching each person in the room have that breakthrough moment. You know, they're like, okay, I get why I've been holding myself back, and I'm now getting clear on what I need to do to really leap forward.
And it's just like the space where that stuff happens, because we could try to do this on our own in our house or listening to a podcast. And, you know, for everyone who's listening right now, keep it up. Keep taking those actions. Keep taking those steps forward. And when you get to a live in-person event, especially being around people like you, Melanie, or JJ, or PK, or Lisa, or Chris Burns, you know, it's amazing. So if you had to share one piece of wisdom with our listener right now, what would you say?
Well, I actually want to tap into the power of what happens in this room, because I think a lot of people do default to, well, I'll read a book. And books are great. Like, I think reading books gives you the inspiration to want more. But when you get in a room like this, especially the way JJ has crafted this event, where she has very supportive team, she's got supportive and very powerful guest speakers, you actually can't not transform. There is an energy that builds momentum, and you just start having breakthroughs because everybody else is having breakthroughs, and you're getting insights and you're learning things you wouldn't learn otherwise. And you know, there's a level of like this empathic connection that gets built, helps you feel safe to create whatever level breakthrough you need.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And I know we've had some conversations where I was able to share some really intimate stuff with you, and just even in general in the sessions, I'm grateful for the space, the container that we're providing as speakers and facilitators, and also that JJ creates to have that magic come out, because that's one of the most valuable things we can get on our journey of self-discovery and experience.
Yeah, and I'll even just give another praise to the way this event's structured. Like, as a speaker, I go to a lot of events. And I don't always drop in and do the exercises, but that's part of what we're all committed to doing here, is just being part of every exercise that's being facilitated. And I'm having my own breakthroughs. And I'm having, beautiful connections with people that I maybe have known a little bit, like you, and, Dr. Jeannie and Lisa Thomas, some of the other facilitators here, that I wouldn't get to have on social media, or when we have that quick chat because you've invited me to your podcast, or we're always in motion. And so being able to drop into a space where we can actually talk about things, plan bigger things, get creative about new ideas, support each other, it's really powerful.
Yeah, and another thing I notice is like Lisa Thomas, right? Like normally she charges whatever she charges for her energy healings and readings and stuff like that, but you can catch people like her or even you on the breaks. I know another Chris was asking you about some feedback on her routines, her morning and daily routines. And I think that you can I don't want to say catch, but really access the genius so much more easy. It's like at your fingertips. And my invitation for everyone listening is to also like really step out of your comfort zone if that's something that's a challenge for you, and walk up to these people and introduce yourself and make conversation and ask for help, or say, here's what I'm going for. What do you think?
I love that. And I always have like a guidance system for myself and the people that I serve at events. Is like, look, when I'm at an event, I am all yours. Ask me anything you want. We'll talk about whatever you need. But when I go back into my office, I'm in a different mode, and it's like I've got things that I'm already committed to. So be open to asking for what you want, like make connections. And I think sometimes too, especially if you're in the expert world, you're an expertpreneur, you're building a business around your passion, tapping into what happens at an event, like it's one of the fastest ways to build relationships that can open doors for you. And people forget, like, you cannot buy this level of connection that happens here. So I'm a big fan of events. I feel like it's a big part of what's helped me build my success over the years. But more importantly, I think coming back and continuing to do the work for yourself as an employee or as a business owner, as a leader, whatever you are in the world, we have to keep sharpening our own saw. Because if we're not doing our own work, we can't serve at the greatest level. We can't have the greatest level of clarity. And we need to keep powering up our own engine.
Yeah, so you heard it from Melanie. Do the work that we're doing. You never stop growing. Keep developing yourself. Keep doing these processes, because we're never too good for the basics. I believe there's always room for further mastery of the basics, and this is your moment. And we love you, and we appreciate you, and thank you for listening. And we hope to see you at the next event in January. And Melanie, did you want to say anything else?
Well, I will just say one thing. It's very hard to imagine what it's like when you hear about it and you think about it, and then your logical mind starts to give all the reasons why you don't have time, you can't afford it. And then being here, like now I even have a very tight schedule for the next event, but I'm like, how do I get to the next event? I want to help facilitate the next event. So something changes when you're in the room that you can't quite get your head around when you just see it or hear about it. So be willing to jump in, take the risk, get into one of JJ's events so you can start having your transformation.
That's right. And this is Chris from Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self, and Melanie from Amplify Your Success. And have the best week ever, and we hope to see you at the next event.
Marjorie Alexander, and we just completed the next big step, which is absolutely what I feel like I just achieved or started. I attended Releasing What Weighs You Down in January, and looking back, while I was feeling ready, like I was ready to see results, I was in a lot of my own story. And I've experienced a lot of things since then, the last 8 or 9 months, and here it was all about the how for me. Figuring out what the next steps are, what the tools are to achieve those next steps, and that it's not so scary. One thing that came up for me pretty much in every exercise and looking in every facet of my life is safety, the need for safety, and not needing that from anyone else, that I can and will create that for myself. So if I need safety, now I know how to get it, and therefore can rise to my higher self, which I'm so excited to experience and learn and be that person. I see that person, but actually being able to step into that and live that every day is like, I don't know, it's super exciting. I can't even put words to it. But I'm happy that I came here. And if you have any hesitation at all, to me, if you're listening, you know you need to be here. You're just looking for validation. Don't look for validation. Just do. Come January, please. Just be here. I look forward to seeing you.
So my name is Adrienne Blanderman, and I am a yoga teacher and a yoga therapist, and my business is in stress management. And I come from Houston, Texas, all the way to LA to take the next big step with JJ. It was very exciting for me to be here. The energy in the group was absolutely awesome. We felt a lot of support and a very safe place for everyone to really open up with no judging and with a lot of feedback. And it was absolutely wonderful to be able to really understand through the testimonies of other people some of the same issues that we could work with. And we really, I really got a lot of it as far as learning through the different talks about managing money in an open way, about how really actualizing a dream life, and those are just a few of the things that we learned. But I would really highly recommend anyone to come and try the programs with JJ. She's very wonderful into providing the right settings, and she had absolutely great presenters like she did in January, and again, she did it again this time. And it's just it was a very positive experience, and I got a lot of growth out of it, and I know that I will certainly follow up with it and show up next year.
I'm Lisa Thomas. I'm an energy healer, and I have the wonderful opportunity of helping people get their gifts and their talents out into the world in a bigger way, which means breaking through plateaus. I have had the wonderful opportunity of being a speaker at the JJ Flizane's The Next Big Step. JJ Flizane's event is a great adjacent to healing because it allows you to step into the process, work on your relationship with yourself first and your relationship with other people. Powerful, powerful processes take place at this event. It's not one you want to miss. And so I hope you will join the next one in January.
And I'm here with Maureen. And Maureen, how was the event for you?
This has been just a great weekend. I learned a lot, especially from you. I have a 5-year plan now that I never had before, and I actually wrote things down that I verbalized but never wrote down. So now I have to follow through.
What would you say to someone who's on the fence about coming to the next event in January?
You got to come, and a difference is made. You learn a lot, and you learn to make choices and a plan for the future.
Awesome. And then we also have Diane here. Diane, how was the event for you?
It was quite interesting. I felt rejuvenated in a lot of my goals, and I think that was the major result for me.
And what would you say to anyone who might be on the fence or be thinking about the next event in January?
Whether you believe it or not, come.
Whether you believe it or not, come. Thank you, Diane. So what she meant by that is there was an affirmation that we got from Lisa Thomas, who said if your affirmations aren't working or you're at a place where you're not sure if you believe it yet, you can say, I am blank, whatever the affirmation is, and then whether I believe it or not. So, for example, that might be, I am growing richer every day, whether I believe it or not. I am becoming more and more healthy every day, whether I believe it or not. I am becoming happier, becoming more excited about life. I am becoming a better connector, more deeply. I'm getting deeply connected relationships, whether I believe it or not. So it's just an example of what she meant. It was right here on the board in front of us, and this has just been such an incredible event. I love it. They're setting up the video testimonial area right now, which is super awesome. The lighting setup, the setup is awesome. This room is beautiful. And I got Heidi right here. Heidi, did you want to give some audio audio encouragement and love to the audience at Spirit, Purpose, and Energy?
Sure. I say definitely continue to listen. And if you can attend an event in person, definitely do it. If you can't, then go ahead and purchase a virtual ticket. But if in person, you definitely get everything and more than what you could think you could ever get. And you deserve it.
That's right. You do deserve it. And Heidi, what was your biggest takeaway from the event?
Biggest takeaway is that you can't blame others. It's you. You're the only one that's really in your way. No matter what it is, it's really just you. So get out of your own head.
Get out of your own head, get out of your own way. And for someone who might be, on their journey of developing themselves and being their greatest possible selves, what would you say is the most important thing to grow, to be their best self?
Open yourself up. Be open-minded about it. Don't close yourself off to everything because you're not going to let anything in. So be open to change.
Awesome. And are we going to see you at the next event in January?
Hopefully, yes.
Awesome. So we'll definitely see Heidi at the next event in January. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely. Marjorie, how was the event for you?
Freaking fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the best part about it?
What was the best part? I almost feel like the best part was actually having contrast to January's releasing What Weighs You Down. I went to that event being so much in my story. And while I wanted something better for myself, I don't think that I believed that there was a way out of what I was already experiencing. And over the last several months and using those tools, I started to get out of my own way and release some of those blocks. And now coming to this event, the next big step, I'm ready to invite something new in, which is exactly what I did. I got all of the tools that I needed. And all of the overcomplicating, which is so typical of me. I'm a Capricorn, Sag Moon. It's like ridiculous. Now I know exactly what to do, and it's easy. And I truly believe that, and I feel that. And I don't need to seek validation outside of myself. I don't need to be in my own story. I just need to know what the next step is. And then after that, what the next step is. And then what the next step is. So I'm excited to get home and take that next step and the next and the next. And I'm excited to see where I am in January, in next January. That's going to be awesome.
100%. So you saw like things open up for you in January, and you began working on yourself and healing, and then here you're like, okay, I'm ready to really get a plan in action, really to build that momentum, really to take that next big step, and that's what you found here.
Yes, figuring out the how, and I owe that largely to you, Chris. Thank you so much. Your exercises were so powerful. And the speed at which you go through those, I mean, that in and of itself has serious results. Thank you.
Thank you. And then what would you say to anyone who's thinking about coming to the next event?
Don't think, do. Just freaking do it. If you're listening to this, you already know you need to be here. Why wait? Just sign up.
That's right.
Hi, my name's Julie. I am a longtime friend of JJ's, and I also attended the Releasing What Weighs You Down event in January. And the event is just a really great way for you to create community for people that are like you. And I think at the very least, that's what you will get out of this weekend, but hopefully so much more. There are speakers that are giving you tools to communicate with your loved ones, to process your own emotions, process your own feelings, and just like overall being better in your everyday life. And really it's about integrating these things, because when you leave this bubble, you have to somehow operate in the world, and it's better with these things when you have these tools. So I definitely would recommend this for anybody who feels like they're missing something, or they're stuck, or they need help. And even if you're not stuck, just somebody who just needs guidance. And it's a really great experience.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris. I live here in Southern California, and I'm just finishing up my weekend here at the Next Big Step. As an educator, I've certainly had my hands all over retreats for students and conferences for students and workshops for students, but I have to say it's fun getting to be the student, especially when JJ is the teacher. She has an incredible gift for bringing like-minded people together, challenging them to go beyond their comfort zone, and coaching them, inspiring them to be their best self. I think I would not be the person I am today if I did not have the influence of JJ in my life. And I'm so grateful that she has put on these events to bring people together who want to learn and grow and change and be better. So if you are on the fence on whether or not you need to be here, I'm just going to tell you to throw caution to the wind, pick up your checkbook, your credit card, whatever you need to do, and get your butt here, because it is the best gift I've been given ever in my life to this date, forever, seriously. Okay.
Hey, it's Chris Burns, host of Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self weekly 12-hour live stream personal development marathon and podcast, and co-founder of Burned Up Coaching. And I just got finished at JJ Flizane's Next Big Step event. And oh my goodness, this event is just opening up so many new doors of connection to my greatest possible self, because I get to see who I am. I get to communicate in ways that I was blocked, I was restricted, I didn't know how to find the words or how to approach people, and it was extremely frustrating before. But now I have the language, now I have the mindset and the approach on how to have difficult conversations with people so that it leaves everyone empowered. And I'm having so many great experiences, so many amazing connections with the speakers, with the participants, and JJ herself, and it's such a blast. And I highly recommend you get to your next big step or any event that JJ is throwing. I'll see you soon.
And as a reminder, you do have a few more days left to purchase the next event at 50% off. That's January 10th through the 13th, 2019, releasingwhatweighsyoudown.com, releasingwhatweighsyoudown.com, and the code for that will expire September 30th at midnight. It's all spelled out, half off RWWYD, which of course stands for Releasing What Weighs You Down. So HALFOFF RWWYD, half off Releasing What Weighs You Down. Go to releasingwhatweighsyoudown.com January 10th through the 13th in Los Angeles, 2019. If you're interested in taking advantage, this will not be offered again. Half off January's live event. I hope to see you there.